The purpose of this post was to get people to think about the years that we waste as young kids. And obviously we don't do it on purpose, but it's just because of the system that we have been put in. But if you look back at ancient history, how they married at earlier ages, and not even have to go back at ancient history, but even think about the 40s and 50s and even 60s, how early our grandparents, our great-grandparents, or even our parents, depending how old we are, got married back in the day. And start to see that our brains, if we realize our brains from an early age are like sponges, as I posted here, how they've 14 years of the school system that we waste our brains. Because I say 14 because some people go to pre-kindergarten and kindergarten, you add those 2 years, that's 14. So those 14 years, they brain train. They don't brainwash, but they train our brains to be what they want us to be, because we don't have our parents there, that we're with the school system or the state more than we are with our parents. And then they got they had the father, they took out the father from the home, and then they took out the mother from the home. So now we're left to fend for ourselves in this system, and then our parents are trusting this system because that's what they learned to do, because they put us in school and say, learn all you can so you can become the best you can become in this system. Because, of course, they've been trained to trust this system. There's nothing wrong with this system in their minds, because that's what they've been trained to, how they've been trained to think, because they went through the system. So now you have us as in a over-sexualized society where sex is everywhere, from porn to movies to TV shows to music, everything. And so, but we're going through this puberty that all our hormones are running rampant, crazy. We're horny, running around like dogs, not understanding why, because we're not being taught why we're going through this puberty and why we're feeling these things, but instead of being taught these things at a very early age, we are left to learn through experience. And what's that experience? Pornography, through other kids that have learned through adults maybe, or probably. And so now we have a distorted view of life. So again, the point of this post is not to say, oh, we need to get married now at an early age. No, because people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s shouldn't even be married nowadays, because our minds are so effed up. Our minds are so far from where they should be because of obviously all, the fake foods that we eat, the corrupt so-called school system that we learn nothing in. We learn everything from the news, from TV. We're just programmed to think pretty much we're programmed to think the opposite of everything. Up is down, down is up, right is left, left is right. So pretty much everything is ass backwards. And so this post is mainly for us to think about a time in history where the kids were raised by a school system. If you know any, please let me know, because I don't know any. I know our kids were raised by the mother in a community. It was a community. So now, back in the days, ancient days, we had communities, tribes, nations. Now we have a corporation, a government. So it was never the job of a government to train and raise children. It was always the community. We no longer have community. We no longer even know our neighbors. We can't even trust our family members at times, or most times. So just something to think about.